to know who you are. Attention.
Get them interested. Get them interested in you.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Who's that guy? Who's that girl?
and you gotta be able to. He tells a story. It's his story, right? He gets authentic and transparent. So he builds likability, trustability, and people want to pay him money, right? Like his son.
Hey folks, I'm Coach Mike. This is the MDM show courtesy of MDM Life Architects. Thank you for tuning into the show here this evening. Hope you guys are doing super fantastic and well. We've got a short one here for you today. We're going to talk about water and why it's so important for you, not only for your hydration, but for the inside of your body. So let's get right into it. This is for your boss body. You want a boss body? You want to have that energy. You want to have that energy to do the activities that you want. You want to have longevity. You want to clear out your mind. You want to get some muscle on your body. You want to go hiking or biking or spend time with your kids or your grandkids and do those things that you want to do for the longevity of your whole entire life. Water is very important. H2O. So those are elements on the periodic table. 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. So let's go. So what is water? This would be considered purified water. I'm going to do a little experiment here for you guys so you get a visual of what's going on. So this is 500 milliliters, half a liter of water. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to take a sip first. I'll show you what it looks like and look how pure it is. I'm going to pour it into this glass. So that's pure water into a clear glass so you can see what that looks like. That's pure water. So that's 500, that's half a liter right here. I transferred it from this into here, and I got this big bucket. I got this big bucket here that we're gonna pour. So we're gonna pour that into this big bucket first. See, I got nothing in it to start. We got nothing in the bucket to start. So actually I won't pour this in there first. We'll just wait. So I got a bunch of different elements, chemicals, all chemicals here that I have on the table. So what should we put in first? So think of this bucket as your stomach. If you think of this bucket as your stomach, you're going to get a good visual of what it looks like in your stomach, because that's where it goes. It goes through here and your mouth, and then it goes down in through here all the way. And it's very, very made. How is it made? It's made like perfectly to be able to digest all this stuff. Because can you imagine all the crap that you put in your body through your whole entire life, and your body just digests it somehow, some way, it just digests it. So we're going to start. What if you haven't had water for a long time? It is said and it's known that our bodies are what, 60 or 70% made up of water. So there's got to be water in there somewhere, just like the earth is made up of. I haven't done the research. Are our bodies and the planet made up of the same percentage of water? If somebody knows that, put it down in the comments here. If you're watching this live, put hashtag live down in the comments. If you can hear me, raise your hand, say, I can hear you. I know what you're saying. Say, hey, Coach Mike, I can hear you. I know what's going on. You can help me out by getting some traction, by putting some stuff down in the comments so we can spread more of this good information to people who are in need of it. So yeah, let's rock and roll. Let's see so let's start with some lemon juice. So this creates some acid. We're doing alkalinity and acid because all the different things that you put in your stomach or in your body through your mouth, that's going to cause a chemical reaction. And you want to have your body at a high alkaline state, not full of acid, because acid destroys and creates disease. So I'm going to put a little bit of this in the bucket. Just a nice little pour. So you see that we got a little bit of liquid in that bucket. So now this here is lemon juice from concentrate. Ingredients: water, lemon juice from concentrate, sulfites, lemon oil. So that's all that they say that's in here. So that's not bad. And then when we got in here, this is relish. The ingredients in relish: we got stock cucumber, cabbage, water, salt, calcium, chloride, glucose and fructose, white vinegar, xantha, gum, guar, sodium. So the more things that you don't know how to pronounce or what they mean that's in here, means that's chemicals. So we're going to put chemicals that aren't necessarily that good for your body. That breaks down and creates. So we're going to put a little bit of this stuff in there. Okay, if we can get a little bit of, get some of that goop. You put relish on whatever you put relish on for when you make food. And then we're going to stir this up eventually. And what if you like to have cheese on stuff? The amount of crap that's in here, I'm not even gonna say what's all: water, skim milk, Monterey Jack cheese, vegetable oil, modified cornstarch, diced tomatoes, tomato juice, calcium chloride, chili pepper, sodium maltodextrin. That's a good one. Sodium phosphate. So what if we put a little bit of this in our mix? We'll put a little bit of this in our mix and see what happens. Put a little bit of that in there. So you see, the more stuff we put in here, the more of a chemical reaction, and this has to go through into our body, into our digestive system. I don't know exactly how all this works, and then it goes in through our blood and all that. It goes into our body and absorbs somewhere. So the more pure stuff that you can put in your body, the better is the whole point of all this. But we're going to show what water does to everything and how it kind of cleanses. It cleanses everything. So, and the next thing we got is antipasta. So this has a whole bunch of stuff in it as well. I'm not going to put any of this in the, maybe, no, we'll put ketchup instead. So ketchup has a bunch, and all this stuff has sugar. And the reason why they put sugar, it makes everything taste better. And it's another addiction ingredient. If you have sugar and stuff, it gets you addicted. Some people have said that sugar is so highly addictive. I can attest to that. So we're going to put a little bit of ketchup in here. Isn't necessarily healthy ketchup. You might think, oh, there's ketchup's just ketchup, but yeah, it's ketchup. Then here we got garlic salt. You can put a whole bunch of spices on stuff. You might not think that hurts, so we'll put a few spices of that in there. And then the smell of this, and then we got what here? Apple cider vinegar, which could be healthy. We'll pour that, a little bit of that in there. Ooh, can you imagine this is what's in your stomach. So if I added like ice cream and meat, and then we got peanut butter. What if I put some peanut butter in it? This is pretty sticky stuff. If I put peanut butter in there, we won't put peanut butter. Pretty sticky stuff. So even onion. We got onions. If I put onion in there, put a little bit of onion. What's that going to look like, and what's that going to smell like? So I put a little bit of onion in there. There we go. A little bit of onion. And that's in solid form. So you got stuff that's in solid form. You got stuff that's in liquid form. You got stuff that's in like, there's no gas form, but these are different solids. We got some pickles. What if I put a few pickle juice in there? Put that in there. So if you mix all this together, if you think about it, when this all goes into your stomach, we got some old coffee. We'll pour some old coffee in there. Just coffee, it goes right in there. So again, this is your stomach. This is what your stomach looks like. And then we got some coconut milk we'll put in there. Just a little bit of that. That's got some more texture, another liquid. So think of your stomach. This is and you wonder why you get headaches, and you wonder why you get an upset stomach. This is why, because you're putting all this in your mouth. You don't need to have all this. So let's mix all this together. So we mix all that together, and the smell, so this creates acid. So if you can take a look at what's in here, I don't know if you can see it that good. So look at that. What's in there? Put it up there. I don't know. You can see it. So the more stuff that you mix in, it could create acid, or it could create the only really thing that's going to create alkalinity is going to be water. So water. So if you were here, you'd be able to smell it smells almost like puke, but it's you got that here. So now we're going to add, you want to see why water is important. When you pour water, it clears out everything. It kind of clears everything out. So this is so people say that you need, or experts say, or people say, or whoever says that you need 2, 3, 4 liters of water each day just to stay hydrated and to keep things rocking and roll inside your body. So let's pour in. See, we got, so this is your stomach, and I just poured in a little bit of stuff into my stomach right with that. So I pour water in. This is 500, half a liter. And if you can see, that kind of like dilutes the stuff in my stomach, but the acid's still in there. The acid is still in there. So what happens, again, if you put all this water in there at once, it could overload the system. So think about when you drink your water, you don't want to drink like a liter or 2 liters all at once, because it's like, it's just like, if you can like slowly, it's like even when you're eating different foods, slowly introduce it into your system, because then it can kind of go, it goes in, it goes down, it absorbs, it goes where it needs to go. But if you eat really fast or you drink really fast, you may wonder why you get a headache or you get a gut ache or things aren't working the way you're supposed to be. Everything in a certain way works a lot better if you think about it. So I'm showing you a visual. So I don't have time to be able to put out. So we're going to put another. This is about just almost close to a liter of water now we're going to pour in. So here's another liter of water, pure water. You pour that in. So now that's diluted all that. It's still there. It's still in its form, but it's diluted. So that's only 1.5 liters of water. So that's 1.5 liters of water right there. It gets pretty heavy. So if you want to see how you can add weight, if you drink a bunch of water, the amount of weight that is. So that's 1.5 liters. So now, what if I add another liter? Because this is another liter, and it's quite heavy. This might be a couple pounds right here. This is probably like 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds of just purified water. If I pour this into the bucket, so now this gives us 3 liters of water. 3 liters of water inside all that kind of food crap. And that's not counting like fruits or vegetables. This is just because it was easy to put stuff in liquid form. So now this bucket is filled. This is 3 liters. 3 liters of water. And this, if I had a weigh scale here, this could be maybe 3 to 4 pounds right here of just water. So maybe we can say that a liter of water is about 1 pound. If you have a liter of water, I'd say maybe would be close to about 1 pound in weight. That would be my guess. 1 pound, 1.25 pounds or so of weight per that. So the whole point is water is good. Water is very good for you. It creates alkalinity in your system, and it helps everything digest better. Because if you wonder what you put in your mouth on a regular basis. So if you want an audit, I will help you do an audit of your daily routine of only the things that you put in your mouth. Only the things, and I'm only talking food. I'm only talking food and drink here. I'm only talking food and drink. So let's do an audit. I'd love to help you guys out. I'll do this for free. I'll do this for you for free. Reach out to me, and then we can take care of what's going into your system so you get a good idea. You'll write it down, the hour of when you had whatever it was, write down the hour and what it was that you put in your mouth all day. And then we'll get a good idea of what your nutrition is at. And then we can find ways to take things away and add things in, to replace things, to be able to get your system running better. And then once we add in that, because it's a process, right? It's a process. Once you know what you're putting into your body, you might be a little bit more selective of the things that you put into your body, because it's almost like a vehicle, a car, a truck. A high performance vehicle needs high performance fluids. You got your oil, you got your power steering fluid, you got your brake fluid, you got your transmission fluid. So all these fluids must be of high quality, and they must be cleaned on a regular basis. Same as your body. You don't want to put a whole bunch of pop or a whole bunch of booze or a whole bunch of beer or a whole bunch of chips because that's junk. Have you heard of the garbage in, garbage out scenario? And good in, good out, planting good seeds in good soil. So it means you want to put good stuff in your body. You want to put good stuff in your mind. You want to put good stuff in here, good stuff in here, and then good stuff will come out. You'll start thinking clear, and you'll start to have a lot more energy to get the things done that are going to move you forward in life. If you're wondering why you're depressed and you're full of anxiety and you're full of fear because you're putting the wrong stuff up here and the wrong stuff in your body, which makes you not able to move, wait until we get through this nutrition phase, and then we get into the muscle building phase, the cardiovascular phase, the flexibility phase. So that's all I got for water. So we could talk that long about water. H2O, 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. Simple as that, folks. Substitute water for coffee, pop, beer, whatever it is. Anything that has these sugars in it, not good for it. It creates acid in your system. That's all I got for you today, guys. Again, shoot me a message, put a comment down here somewhere. We'll do an audit. We'll do an audit of your eating habits. And then you can be consciously aware of what you're putting in your mouth. Be consciously aware of what you're putting in your mouth every single day. We'll do a 24-hour audit, and then we'll get a good idea of what your nutrition is on a daily basis. If we were to do a good sample size, we'd do it over 7 days, but we'll do 1 day, 24 hours, write down what you put in your mouth and write down the time of day that you do it. Doesn't matter what it is. Anything that goes in here, write down what it is and write down the time of day, and then we'll go from there. I'll give you a free audit, and then I'll give you some suggestions as to what you can do. I won't make it complicated for you to substitute in good things and take away some of the bad things that are hindering you inside your body, just like this huge bucket. This is heavy, and this is either alkaline or acid. This is the inside of your stomach. So if you guys that drink 12 beer, what's the math on that? You'd be and that's why your stomach expands, and you got to hold like that much weight in just liquid and beer and carbonation. Not good for you. Not good, because that's inside of you. Whatever goes inside your mouth, it has to come out somewhere. It goes inside of you, and then it's got to be used to run your body, run your system, and then it's like we got the waste disposal system through your pee and your poo. All right, folks, that's all I got. I'm Coach Mike. This is the MDM show. If you have any questions, if you're watching this on the replay, put replay, #replay. If you're watching this live, put this hashtag down live somewhere. So it's streamed on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I love you guys. God bless you guys, and keep on getting better out there. I'll help you any way I can. See you guys. Have a good one. And here we go.
First, to know who you are. Attention.
Get them interested. Get them interested in you.
Hey,
Yeah. Hey, who's that guy? Who's that girl?
then you gotta be able to. He tells a story. It's his story, right? He gets authentic and transparent. So he builds likability, trustability.